Hello, seventh graders. Today's targets that we're looking at, or target, I should say, is how do we use divisibility rules to find prime factorization of large numbers. Okay, so we're going to talk about that for today. So if I'm looking at the number 138, we're going to find the prime factorization for this number. Because this is a more difficult number than the other numbers that we've used before, this is where your divisibility rules will come in handy. Okay, so here we're going to start with the divisibility rule for 3. The sum of the digits, so 1 plus 3 plus 8 equals 12. Oops. So I know, I'm trying to get my pen here. So I know, let me show you, 1 plus 3 plus 8 equals 12. So this tells me that it is also divisible by 3, because remember, for the rule for 3's, if you add the digits, I know 12 can be divisible by 3, because 12 divided by 3 is 4. So then I know this whole number can be divided by 3. Okay, so if I take 138 divided by 3, and I would have to write this out, divided by 3. I know 3 times 4 is 12. And if I subtract those, I get 1. I'm going to bring down my 8. And I know 3 times 6 is 18. I'm going to subtract. And so I'm left with 46. So I know 3 times 46 is 138. Okay? And from here, I know 3 is a prime number. I don't have to do anything with that. I do know that I need to factor out 46 though, okay? So if I'm going through and trying to figure out what the factor of 46 is, I know that 46 is an even number, and I know that because it ends in a 6, and 6 you can divide in half. It's even, so that's how I know it's divisible by 2. So now I need to figure out what half of 46 is. So if I take 46 and split it in half, or divide it by 2, I know 2 will go into 4 2 times. Subtract to bring down my 6. And then I know 2 will go into 6 3 times. So 2 times 3 is 6. So I know that half of 46 is 23. Okay. And then moving forward, 23 is a prime number. So I'm already at my prime factorization for 138. My prime factorization is 2 times 3 times 23. Now remember, when you do these, you always start with the smallest number first, and then work your way up to the next smallest, and then finally with the largest. Okay, so now let's try 270. Using my knowledge of divisibility rules, I know that 270 can be easily divisible by something because it ends in a 0. Okay, well, I know that it can be divided by 10. Okay, and I know 10 times 27 is going to be 270. Remember, with our powers of 10, that will make it easier for us. Now I can easily break down the 10 because I know 2 times 5. 2 times 5 equals 10, right? And I also know 27 is a basic fact. I know if I take 3 times 9, I'm going to get 27. So there's my 3 times 9 is 27. 3 is prime, but 9 needs to get broken down. And again, there's another basic fact. I know that I can break it down to 3 and 3. And I also know that these 3's are also prime, so then you'll be able to circle those. Okay, so now we're all broken down, so all the 3's are prime. Back to that 10. So I know that 2 times 5 is 10. And I also know that 2 and 5 are both prime. So I've gotten to the end, and my prime factorization for 270 is, remember, we're going to start with the smallest one and move our way up. So 2 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 5. Remember, if I wanted to check this out too, I could do 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 times 3 I would have to do. So this is 24. That makes 54. And then 54 times 5 would be 20. 5 times 5 is 25. 26, 27. So then I end up with 270, which is what matches up at the top there.